After the bad experience of trying to sew a linen pair of trousers, cloning these ones I've made like a month ago that I've worn so much, it was a disaster if you haven't watched it. This can't be. I need a pair of trousers, so I'm going to try again. The problem with this one is that, silly me, I didn't take into account that linen doesn't stretch the same way as this one does. So it doesn't go up my hip line anyways. So I'm going to keep it and I'm going to try to do this one. My idea is to do it all at once, but I don't think I can because I don't think my bump will fit in there now. So let's see. The fabric is really nice. I got it at my fabric local store and I think it's a mixture between cotton and polyester or something like that. And it even has the name, the brand name on the side. It was only €6. It's really nice. And I want to do it with a shirred waistband. So I'm going to try to cut 2 panels for each leg. And then, I mean 1 leg each. I'm going to try to cut 2 panels, 1 for each leg, and then shirred the top. And for that I'm going to have to figure out how to leave a bump. Using the whole width of my fabric, I'm going to fold and trace the trousers so I can sew the side seams, crotch line and shirred. Once I've traced my trousers from the ones I have, I'm going to see how the crotch line changes, and where the curve stops, I'm going to make another one the other way around to make a bump, sort of loop, and that way I have more room to be comfortable. If you enjoy all the crazy stuff we do around here, consider subscribing because I upload twice a week and that way you don't miss anything. We have fun, we learn, we upcycle, we mend and we decorate. So just consider subscribing and I'll leave you here my Instagram account. And of course, once you open them, you see 2 lumps, which is a bit ridiculous because one of the sides is the back seam and you don't want that on the back. So I'm going to make it straight, even though it's a bit more open, to be able to shear it. Trousers are sewn on the side seam, so I'm going to put them one inside the other, right sides together and facing the side seams. Why? So I can put all the crotch line together. And now we're going to make sure we have the back and the front bump together so we can start pinning. I don't have it all with me, like I'm not sure of what I'm doing, but let's see if this turns out decent. Of course, you can trace a pattern, you can do different tries, because this is a sort of loose fit pair of trousers. I'm not making too much of a fuss of them, but you can trace it on paper as well, of course. And I'm going to sew all of this. just try them on and I can't believe they fit. So I'm going to zigzag stitch the seams now that I'm sure it fits, and then hem the top and the bottom. The bottom hem is going to be a double hem, folding twice, but the top one is going to be only a simple hem, so I can then put the elastic all around. And now, because they are loose, of course, because I just went all the way from the hips up and I left the bump as well, I'm going to thread some elastic thread all around to sew with it, and it should work according to me. So let's see how we do. In theory, you can do this with normal trousers, not for maternity ones. If you go straight from the hip up and you stitch with your elastic thread, it should be fine. I can't believe they fit. I'm amazed and I'm quite surprised. It's true that the top doesn't really get as elasticated, but that always happens with the first rows you do, then it gets more consistent, but it doesn't matter. I'm quite happy with it. It's true that it's a bit tight on my hips, but the problem with that is that I only use a piece of remnant I had, and I use the whole width for the hip line. So if I needed more hip line, more hip width, I should have got more fabric, but this was only a piece of remnant. It was what I had. But take that into account, that if you're going to do that without the bump, maybe you might need more width and get more fabric. But I'm quite happy with it, and the good thing is that for next year I can just get rid of the bump bit and sew this, and that will be it. I'll have trousers for the spring as well. So let me know down in the comments what you thought. If you like this kind of projects, consider subscribing, and I'll see you around. Bye. Hola, hola, hola.